A warm welcome from Asia DMC. The Southeast Asian landscape is developing at a rapid pace, with many new developments that are redefining the way we create a tour program. As your trusted travel experts, we here at Asia DMC would like to show you the exciting updates from 2019 and brief you on the travel trends in Indochina, namely Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. You'll find that this video is divided into three parts. Firstly, new routes that have made remarkable changes to the touring options available. Next, new and exclusive product creations that Asia DMC has put together just for your clients. And lastly, some amazing hotel picks. Now, let's get started. Firstly, new routes. With the development of the new expressway, the journey from Hanoi to Ha Long Bay is now only a 2.5 hours drive. This means that clients can depart Hanoi later and return earlier. This latest addition to our infrastructure will make the trip to Ha Long Bay more pleasant and will also have a positive effect on travel time thereafter. There are some important things to take into account as a result. 1. Clients' flight times for post-Ha Long Bay flights. If clients are flying, we'll need to ensure that their wait at the airport is at a respectable time and made as comfortable as possible. 2. Airport options. At the moment, there are only 3 airport options for flights after Ha Long Bay cruises. Noi Va in Hanoi, Van Dong in Quang Ninh, and Cat Bi in Hai Phong. Noi Va in Hanoi is still the safest choice as there are more flights departing from this airport and therefore better availability. The other 2 options have less capacity and should only be used for FIT tours. And third, if your clients are taking the train from Hanoi or have a flight that departs late from Hanoi, we would recommend booking the day use of a hotel so that they can freshen up before departure. Speaking of Ha Long Bay, this area can be a bit confusing with 3 different departing piers and more cruising routes. So let's have a look at a map to see the route options, shall we? There are 3 piers that lead to 3 different areas of the famous Ha Long Bay. Pier 1 is Got Pier. This is the closest pier to Hanoi. Most of the new big 5-star cruises will depart from here and take clients to Lan Ha Bay. Their itinerary sounds more off the beaten track, but the journey from this pier to the nicest part of the cruising route does take some time. This route is fairly new compared to the other 2, and as a result, the service quality of the cruises here is not as high. As the number of boats here is quickly increasing, we add a note of caution to not get fooled by cruise marketing selling you a different cruise. There are some pros and cons to consider with this pier, so feel free to speak to us to advise if this pier is suitable for your client's requirements. Pier 2 is Tuan Chau Harbour, located in the middle and now, thanks to the expressway, only 2.5 hours from Hanoi. This harbour is where most of the cruises in Ha Long Bay are now docking, including our fleet of Bayer and Oka cruises. The cruise itinerary starting from this pier is one of the best since it takes less time to get to the heart of the bay, where there are numerous limestone outcrops, and the activities available are also more interesting. This pier remains our top pick when planning a trip to Ha Long Bay. Pier 3 is Hong Gai Harbour. This pier is the furthest pier from Hanoi, and cruises departing from here will take clients to Bai To Long Bay, also known as the lesser-travelled Ha Long Bay. However, cruising in Bai To Long Bay can encounter a longer travel time to get to the scenic areas, and there are also not as many activities en route when compared to cruising starting from Tuan Chau Harbour. So when planning trips using this pier, time is an important factor to take into account. All 3 cruise routes mentioned have various pros and cons, each offering a unique experience that will delight your customers. We hope that you now have a better idea of which options are available and may suit your clients best. But of course, we will always be here to offer you advice and suggestions to help plan the perfect Ha Long Bay adventure for your clients. Next, we'll look at the exciting improvements at Da Nang International Airport. Vietnam Airlines and Cambodia Anchor Air are now operating 2 new flight routes that would impact our touring options. These flights are Da Nang to Siem Reap and Da Nang to Can Tho. What does this mean for our tours? The route Da Nang to Siem Reap will help avoid going back and forth to Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City for other long-haul flights. Da Nang is now connected to Bangkok, Singapore, Doha, and many more to follow. The central region of Vietnam can now be seen as a standalone destination, with options to combine innovative tour programs stepping out of the classic north to south or south to north. The flight between Da Nang in the center and Can Tho in the Mekong Delta is a significant one. Before, we had to pass through Ho Chi Minh City in order to visit both regions. But now, with this flight, it's much easier to connect these two regions and to reach the heart of the Delta quicker. This means we can save a lot of time in terms of transfers, as well as now having the opportunity to pass by stunning areas that would have been missed before. This route is sure to have the biggest impact, and for a good reason, and I'm sure you can all agree. When taking the afternoon flight, travelers will arrive in Can Tho in the late evening. The next morning, we visit the famous Kai Rong floating market, and from here there are two options to travel off the beaten path. First route covers the north of the Mekong. We pass by Sadek and Kai Be in just one day, or there is also the option to stay overnight in Kai Be if the clients want to slow down the pace. The second route will take clients further down to the south of the Mekong. This program will include a visit to the floating market, followed by a cruise on the same boat to Khao Khe, and then a drive to Ben Che. Khao Khe is a huge Khmer ethnic community, which is really interesting to see. We will spend the night here in a small local and authentic guest house. Another option, if guests want to upgrade on the accommodation, is to have lunch at Khao Khe and then walk or cycle to visit the nearby village, before driving to Ben Che to spend the night at Mekong Home. A tranquil setup that we recently fell madly in love with. And lastly, it's unfortunate that we must announce that the flight between Luang Prabang and Siem Reap is currently unstable. This year, the routing has been on and off again with no certainty or stability. Normally when we make a program that includes Luang Prabang, we tend to connect it with Siem Reap, and then clients can fly to Sihanoukville to finish the tour at the beach. However, due to this flight's instability, we recommend that you let your clients know upfront that they may encounter issues and have to fly from Luang Prabang to Bangkok and then to Siem Reap. As a result, the costs will increase. So now that we've had a look at the updates about journey planning, let's move on to the next part that we're really excited to share with you. Product creations that our team here at Asia DMC has worked hard to develop. Firstly, we have recreated our city tours. City tours are one of the first things that people read in a program and can be your winning point of differentiation. Forget the old-fashioned classic city tours. We make the city tours a highlight of the programs. For this, we have developed several exciting elements. As the travel trends and behaviors of people are constantly changing, many travelers are now really interested in experiencing life like a local or taking part in experiences with locals. The new city tours that we have worked on will take clients to places that they would not have gone to by themselves, or places that may be difficult to navigate if they do go alone. For instance, the picture on the left captures a lively neighborhood in Saigon. This type of building was designed back in the 60s, initially for people who were members of the Communist Party. Our tour guide will explain to the client who the people were, as well as the living culture that was created and only found in this type of neighborhood. These walks are not only an inexpensive way to see the city, but are also sure to stand out as a highlight of your client's tour. We have also worked on great food experiences and gastronomy explorations as part of our city tours. When speaking about Vietnamese cuisine, people usually only talk about street food, but there is actually so much more to explore. There are so many different kinds of foods and places to eat, as well as different styles of cooking. We can have a tea ceremony, beer tasting workshop, coffee tasting, noodle trails, fusion food experience, and so much more. It all depends on your client's needs and preferences. In short, we really want to show clients a new perspective on our destinations, outside of just the standard monuments and historical buildings. We believe that these new tours will be a powerful tool to really help differentiate you from your competitors, as city tours are the one thing that people tend to look at first when comparing programs. Next on the creation list is the mountainous area in the southwest of Hanoi. Even though tourism has been developing here for a long time, this region still has a lot of lesser-known gems to offer, along with many new destinations, accommodations, routes, and activities, not to mention far less tourists than in Sapa. Here you can see the West Loop that connects Hanoi to the mountainous areas as well as Tam Kop and Ha Long Bay. The reason why we love this routing is because of the flexibility and connection between each destination, the variety in scenery and ethnic minority, as well as there being a large choice of outdoor activities to be enjoyed by all. These West Loop programs range from 4 to 18 days, including an overnight cruise in Ha Long Bay. What you see now is My Chow Hideaway, a cute eco-lodge in the region of Soi Lun, right on the Da Reservoir. My Chow Hideaway is the perfect place for relaxing and getting away from the hustle and bustle, as well as for adventure lovers due to its huge lake found out the front where you can do kayaking and boat trips. Accommodation options are also bountiful, as we can either visit or stay at a nearby village, or we can stay at My Chow Hideaway, engaging with the local inhabitants of this region, the Hmong people. Next up is Han Kia Paco, which is inhabited by the Hmong ethnic minority. This is the only region, apart from the high mountains far north of Vietnam, that we can meet the Hmong people, along with an unusual rocky and dry type of scenery. Accommodation is limited, with only homestay in dorm style or private bungalow options. A great activity in this area is to learn about the batik dyeing technique from the local Hmong community, a traditional textile dyeing technique that uses natural ingredients, like in the picture on the left. We can also do a hands-on paper-making workshop with the Hmong family. Every day will hold a different experience. My Chow is the land of the Thai people, situated in a huge valley of rice fields. The neighboring areas of Pulang and Soi Mun are also exquisite, with high karst mountains, jungles, and waterfalls where the Hmong people live. This loop has huge potential for outdoor activities. We can design programs for all levels of walking, hiking, or cycling. Each program is flexible and can be easily adapted on spot. For example, if you had planned a 2-day trek, but on the second day feel tired and just want to do an easy walk, then the guide can switch the program and rearrange for a better pace. We can also combine each destination with one another, or even combine various kinds of accommodation. The locals in this region are extremely welcoming and incredibly happy to share their activities and stories with visitors, making for an unforgettable experience. Saying goodbye to the mountains in the north, we head to Ben Che in the Mekong Delta for a new tour. The activities here will include highlights such as rowing on a sampan through a maze of mangroves, lunch with the host family, cycling amongst the orchards, and encounters with the farmers and craftsmen. This program is quite a classic Mekong tour, but is designed to be really unique and special as it takes you to the lesser known parts of the Mekong. Our recommended accommodation here is Mekong Home, a rare and charming find in the heart of the Mekong that is an absolute gem. As you can see in the pictures, the room is well designed with an adorable little terrace overlooking the river and an open kitchen where clients can enjoy the view while they chat with friendly staff and can even assist in meals if they choose to, making this space truly homely and inviting. Mekong Home is not a top luxury resort, but it is beautiful and very affordable. It's suitable for those who don't have big budgets, but still want to experience something stylish and unusual. So now that we have covered all the exciting updates in Vietnam, let's move on to Cambodia. We have some upcoming inspection trips to this region, which promise to bring in new products and ideas. Keep your eyes peeled for these updates. In the meantime, I'd like to introduce a new deluxe and unique product in the Cardamom Mountain areas. How do we get there? We fly from Siem Reap to Phnom Penh or to Sihanouk Village. From here, we travel deep into the wild nature where there's a little road followed by a short boat trip to get to the accommodation, very much off the beaten track. You're looking at 4-star Cardamom Deluxe Tented Camp. Here, clients will be able to immerse themselves in the middle of the jungle for 1 to 2 nights. The staff in this camp actively cooperate with local authority in protecting the surrounding environment. Rangers are based at the camp and act as local tour guides for kayaking and trekking. With their wealth of knowledge about the fauna and flora, they offer unparalleled insights into the nature of this region. The accommodation and staff are exceptional and will offer clients a wow experience that very few other places can. After a few nights at the tented camp, transfer to the beautiful floating bungalows on Koh Kang Island. Again, a truly unique experience that very few know about. This particular tour is superb for nature and outdoor enthusiasts who are interested in learning about the wild nature around them, as well as enjoying some adventure activities. The accommodation, in combination with the activities, can be considered as a once-in-a-lifetime experience, truly mesmerizing. At the end of the tour, transfer to Chak Airport or to Koh Chang and the surrounding islands to finish off this wonderful program on an island in Thailand. The perfect space to relax and reminisce on an unforgettable mountain adventure while indulging in all that the island has to offer. Last but not least on our list of new product creations is in Laos. We'll take a look at the stunning Namkhat Yolapa resort in northern province of Odomze in Laos. We highly recommend this resort for short excursions of 2 to 3 nights in the mountainous area. Especially for adventurous clients, this will be their paradise and heaven. Namkhat Yolapa is a charming resort nestled between the mountains and jungle in the land of Khmer ethnic people. This resort is not luxurious, but it is very comfortable and has a unique style. Depending on budgets and needs, there are many different room options, ranging from eco rooms and tented camps to private villas. The potential for outdoor activities is endless. Canoeing, ziplining, trekking, quad riding, and so much more. So now that we have gone through the updates on the new itinerary options, I would like to share with you some sample activities that Asia DMC has designed exclusively to be cost-effective while still keeping the program interesting and unique. First off, we have Twilight Alighting in Hoi An. The idea here is to replace the usual car transfer to the hotel with a traditional boat that will arrive in the town centre at dusk, with the lanterns and lights alighting the arrival. The short and unique journey is the perfect way to retell the story of how tradesmen back in the day came to Hoi An, since this used to be a port town. The next unique experience is sunrise or sunset at the Tam Zang Lagoon in Hue. This is a wonderful way to add in an additional value highlight to the program without increasing the costs. We rent a small boat and travel out to meet some fishermen in the middle of the breathtaking landscape that is the lagoon, taking in the glorious sunrise or sunset. Get those cameras ready for golden hour and more. This one is perfect for capturing some magnificent shots. Reviews so far have been fantastic, particularly for photography enthusiasts. There's also a local restaurant on stilts in the middle of the lagoon. This is not a top-class restaurant, but it is a lovely option for drinks and a seafood dinner after watching the sunset. Here is another example of how Asia DMC can bring in the wow factor for your clients' experiences. Every night at the beautiful Victoria Hotel, situated right next to the river in Luang Prabang, a movie projection is arranged. The movie was made back in the 1920s and talks about the life of people in the jungle of Laos at the time. It is considered a masterpiece in cinema history. Enjoy some cocktails in the garden while watching this movie documentary. For a first day arrival to this charming city, this activity has received wonderful feedback for its unique setting. For the last part of this training, we'll look at some interesting updates and trends regarding some of our favorite unique hotels in this region. In Vietnam, we are seeing an increase of 4-star accommodations. A good example is the newly opened O Gallery Majestic in Hanoi. The trend of unique boutique-style accommodations started in Hanoi and is now quickly spreading to Hoi An and Saigon. These hotels are usually smaller properties with less than 60 rooms, stylish design, and very reasonably priced. Next, we look at the Aravinda Resort in Tam Kak. This is an important hotel because finding high-standard accommodation in this region can be difficult. There were previously only 2 choices, Emeralda and Tam Kak Garden, which can be a little bit tricky to book. But now with the opening of the luxurious Aravinda, we have a much better access to the so-called inland Ha Long region. In Hue, we take a look at Villa Louise. Although this property is not brand new, the concept of a beach hotel in Hue is still relatively new, yet growing every day. Villa Louise is a unique property in this area, as there are not many similar hotels nearby. It has stunning architecture, and on top of this, it's located on a gorgeous beach. The next hotel we'll look at in Hue is sure to be a winner with your clients. The relatively new Ancient Hue Hotel is set to amaze people while giving that extra wow factor to any tour. The hotel is comprised of a beautiful big garden and 5 ancient houses with super stylish decor that you won't find anywhere else in Vietnam. The options for stylish 5-star hotels in Hue are increasing every day. And if this one doesn't suit the needs of your clients, others to include in your offering could be the Azarai or La Residence hotels. Traveling a bit further south, we head to Trim Tay Garden in Hoi An. This property has a really unique and interesting concept as it's located on a private river island, which is only accessible by foot or bicycle from a small bridge leading from the old town in Hoi An. Although this is not a 5-star resort, the simple comfort and excellent location are really what stand out at this property. From here, the town of Hoi An is easily accessed by bicycle or foot. The relaxed atmosphere of the countryside provides the perfect setting to relax and unwind while still having all the Hoi An necessities nearby. The story of how this property was created is also pretty interesting. When a Vietnamese architect living overseas came to visit the island, he noticed how erosion had caused serious damage to the land. Upon seeing this, he decided to start planting mangrove trees to protect the land and decrease the erosion. Once the erosion problem had stabilized, he started some farming projects before deciding to build the beautiful Trim Tay Garden Hotel. If you are looking for something a little more than just a standard classic beach hotel in the main town, then Trim Tay Garden is a great choice. Following the idea of introducing a non-popular concept hotel, we have the 5-star Aero Boutique in Hoi An. This is currently the only 5-star boutique resort on Ang Ban Beach. The surrounding hotels are all large chains such as Furama, Fusion Maya, Four Seasons, etc. The Aero Boutique is a small, standalone boutique hotel with exceptionally beautiful design. A great selling point for this hotel is that the beach is very quiet and peaceful. The location is perfect for those wanting to either relax in peace or take a short walk into town where they'll find numerous bustling beach bars, restaurants, and entertainment. Let's keep going south to Quy Nhon. This city has long been known as a stunning beach destination. However, the accommodation options here are quite limited. Initially, there was only one 5-star resort, the Avani, but now we have the newly opened luxury Anantara Hotel, which personally we think is one of the most beautiful properties in Vietnam at the moment. We recently heard news that there are a few more accommodation options coming soon, so hopefully within the next 3 to 4 years, Quy Nhon will become a leading beach getaway destination. Next, we're hopping over the border to Cambodia. In Siem Reap, we have the Anjali by Symphon. This property has been designed along the lines of a green concept boutique-style hotel, with 5-star service level at 4-star prices. Although there are other green concept hotels in the area, we choose to present Anjali by Symphon simply because we think it's the best of the best. Following this, we continue with 2 more extremely beautiful properties in Cambodia. First, we have the 5-star Alila Villas on Koh Rasi Island. This property is situated in the middle of a lush green jungle and a pristine, secluded beach. The next property is located on an even smaller nearby island called Krabi and belongs to Six Senses. This is another one of the most beautiful island resorts in Cambodia. Nowadays, the country of Cambodia is focusing its efforts on promoting luxury travel, and this island resort is no exception. An important note here is that the beach town of Singapore has rapidly become overpopulated with tourists, so now we are having to look further out to the islands for a real beach retreat experience. We offer you Alila Villas and Six Senses as the perfect island getaway for anyone looking to escape the crowds. Hopping across to the peaceful country of Laos, the 2 properties here that Asia DMC would like to promote are Savadee Resort in Bolivar Plateau and Rosewood in Luang Prabang. When traveling to Pak Se or the Bolivar Plateau to visit the coffee plantations, there are very limited accommodation options available. But with the recent addition of Savadee Resort, we now have a beautiful new resort on offer. Activities available from the Savadee Resort include an easy walk to a nearby waterfall, a jeep tour, and visits to the local coffee farmers. This isn't a top luxury resort, however, the quality of accommodation surpasses all other options in the region. Saving the best for last is Rosewood Hotel in Luang Prabang. This hotel is just a few kilometers from the city and is located at the foot of a mountain range. It's divided into 2 parts. One is a big garden in traditional Laos architecture style with breathtaking scenery. And a little further down on the property, we find the tented camps that overlook the city of Luang Prabang. The view is absolutely incredible and the property in general is just wonderful. a truly special experience. So now that we have equipped you with all the necessary info and updates about the Indochina region, we hope that you are feeling really inspired to offer your clients some incredible travel experiences in Southeast Asia. If you have any questions or if you need any further inspirational ideas, please do feel free to contact us at info@asiadmc.com. Our team is really looking forward to working on some exciting program requests for you. Thanks and happy traveling.